Okay, so today I'll be talking about biodiesel, which is a biofuel, and it's made from vegetable oils, animal fats, and recycled grease, and its main function is to be used inside of diesel engines. So for the cultivation process, the way it works is for animal fats, they render it by collecting the meat from meat processing plants. Then they then ground it into smaller pieces for consistent processing, which is then heated up in order to separate the fat from solid materials to kill and destroy all pathogens. Then this liquid fat is collected and it then undergoes a process of purification in order to remove any contaminants to make it suitable for biodiesel production. Then for vegetable oils, the extraction process involves grabbing the seeds and removing their impurities, and then cracking them, dehulling them, grounding them in order for the oil extraction process to be easier. And then the oil is extracted either through mechanical pressing or using solvents. And then the crude oil is then further refined in order to remove any free fatty acids, impurities, and odors. And then the refined vegetable oil is then ready for biodiesel production through a process called transesterification. So how is this fuel produced? There are three types of fuels: the animal fats, vegetable oil, and recycled waste, all produced in different ways, which we kind of already talked about, but the animal fats are rendered and separated, and um, they then interact with a catalyst and a chemical reaction and with alcohol in order to produce the biodiesel, which is then used for um, engines and whatnot. Then for the vegetable oil extracted through seeds, then also interacts with the catalyst and alcohol to form the biodiesel. And then for recycled waste, it also undergoes this process of transesterification and then turns it into a renewable energy source. So for the developmental status of these biofuels, for animal fats, it's widely available and has been used commercially, especially in blends with petrol and diesel. And research continues on focusing on improving fuel stability and reducing impurities. Then for vegetable oils, the biodiesel from vegetable oils is widely available and has been used for decades, particularly in blends with 20% biodiesel, and ongoing development aims to enhance production efficiency and expand sustainable resources. Then for recycled waste, biodiesel is made from recycled grease and is widely used as an eco-friendly and cost-effective option, and it also has ongoing research in order to improve processing methods and um, yield consistent fuel quality. So the impact of biofuels. So this is going to talk about the carbon footprint, and biofuels from animal fats, vegetable oils, and recycled grease generally have a lower carbon footprint than fossil fuels because they're renewable resources, and these sources absorb CO2 during their growth, creating a more um, balanced carbon cycle. And um, is it paused? So um, yeah, so these come from renewable resources that absorb CO2 during their growth, creating a more balanced carbon cycle. And when burned, they release CO2 back into the atmosphere but don't add new carbon like fossil fuels, offering a more clean and sustainable alternative to traditional fuels. So the so the economic impact of biofuel, it has generated over $23 billion for the economy and has provided over 75,000 jobs, increasing demand for agricultural products, so helps to boost farmers' wages and overall revenue because farmers and producers benefit from selling feedstocks like crops and animal byproducts which are used in these biofuels, and it generated over 3.6 billion in wages as of 2021. So the efforts to communicate the use of biofuel, the the efforts include public campaigns highlighting environmental and economic benefits and reduced emissions and job creations. And there are recent initiatives that have been brought about in order to set targets for biofuel to lower greenhouse gases and promote renewable energy. So my analysis is that this data indicates that biofuels is something that has significant potential, but there are challenges that can't go unnoticed, such as the costs and potential impurities in the biofuels. And public awareness should also be increased in order to promote biofuel adoption. And yeah, there should also be further investment in the refining process. So for the funding plan, um, I think there needs to be a production scale enhanced in research and more public outreach. And these are the resources that I used.